So now that we have kind of the base of our mystery box implemented, we're going to want to go ahead and start working on the logic that is going to control the lid, at least for now, and make sure that it is actually replicated. So to begin, in our mystery box class, because we are going to be using the push model, we need to go ahead and add a dependency to our build.cs. So if we come up here, we'll go ahead and add net core. So that way we can just use the push model helpers. So that's all we needed to do there. Now let's go ahead and start working on the logic that's going to control replicating the lid opening. Well, not opening per se, but it's going to trigger opening the lid. So uProperty, we'll do replicated using, and we'll do onRep, and let's call the variable purchase in progress. So we'll do a bool b purchase in progress, and we'll set it to false by default. Now we just want our u function, void onRep purchase in progress. So this is going to be triggered from our interact function. All right. Now we want to go ahead and mark this actually as replicated. So we need to override the get lifetime replicated props, which in turn allows us to now use the push model. So let's go ahead and include net Unreal Network and the net core push model.h. So do rep lifetime with params fast, the class being a mystery box, the variable being b purchase in progress, and then our params, we're just going to call it params. So we need to make that. So just like before, f do rep lifetime params, and on our params, we want to set b as push based to true. And that's all. So that way we can replicate this using the push model. So I'm moving pretty fast because we are doing the exact same thing that we've done probably 20 times at this point. So now that we have that, once we'd go through and do our interaction, the condition I want to have be different for, well, the interaction. So on can interact, if we do not have a purchase in progress and our points is greater than the cost, then I want to build to interact. So if our purchase is not in progress and our points is greater than or equal to the cost of the interaction, then I want to build to, well, perform said interaction. Next up in the interact, I also want to do kind of the same check just as more or less a fail-safe. So if we have authority and a purchase is not in progress, then we can set a purchase in progress to be true. Go ahead and mark this property as dirty, so that way we can replicate it down to clients. For the class, it's a mystery box, b purchase in progress, and the object being this, and then we can simply trigger onRep underscore purchase in progress. And all we want to do in here is basically enable tick. Now the reason being, I want tick to control the lid opening and closing as well as the firearm ascending and descending. Now tick by default is running, well, it's just running by default, so it's on. So what we want to do as a just kind of a default is set the primary actor tick dot start with tick enabled false, because we don't want it to start ticking. We only want it to start ticking when we tell it to. So in our onRep purchase in progress, set actor tick enabled and set it to true. Okay. Once we have that, we can start working on the lid opening and closing. So what we can check and see is basically if there is a purchase in progress. So if b purchase in progress, then we can start opening lid, and otherwise we want to close lid. So in our case, we want to go ahead and do a couple of things. So first one being, let's go ahead and establish a open and close, I guess you could say, value, that we want to have represented. So in our case, we have our cost. Let's go ahead and add a F rotator. This will be the open rotation. And I'll just set it to a 0 rotator. And I want to build to more or less test this. So we're going to override the on construction. Did not put that where I had hoped. And we'll go right behind or right above begin play. So I'm going to reorder this a bit. So in on construction, pretty much I want to go ahead and just set the rotation of the lid. So let's grab the mystery box lid component and set relative rotation. And that's going to be to the open rotation. And let's actually rename this to the lid open rotation instead, like so. And at least this way we can kind of visually see the different rotations to establish a value that we like. And then once we have it, we can pretty much remove it. Or we can set a simple editor property that'll more or less do it for us, which is probably not a bad idea. So in our case, let's do a simple bool. Let's do a b adjust lid on construction. And we'll do it as false by default. And we're going to eventually compile this out in a shipping build. So in our own construction, if b adjust lid on construction, we go ahead and set it. Otherwise, we want to do pretty much the same thing, but change the rotation we want to set it to be a F rotator 0 rotator. So we're setting it back out to 0, whatever we defined it to be right here. So basically just whatever the socket transform is. All right. So we have that set up. Now we can go ahead and I guess give it a try and see what happens. So we can kind of establish a given lid open rotation that we can set. And then in our tick, we want to interpolate to it. Okay. Once we are back in the editor, we can go ahead and go to find, don't exactly remember the category. We'll just search for lid. And we have our lid open rotation. Actually, wait a minute, this should be in here. Duh. So did I make that instance editable? Actually, it doesn't need to be. All right, so let's enable that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to reset that there. So in here, we can see, that's kind of our rotation. So I would want something kind of along the lines of, what's 110 look like? That's a little far. So something like 100. So it's open a little bit past, whatever extent that may be. So that's where I kind of like it. And then when we turn it off, yeah, we can actually see it. So that's good there. Now what we want to do is we can pretty much go through and try to interpolate to this lid open rotation. So let's give that a try. So we can grab our mystery box lid mesh component, get relative rotation. Let's go ahead and store this. So let's do a F rotator lid relative rotation. And we want to just basically interpolate to lid open rotation. So lid relative rotation equals F math interp 2. So we have R interp 2. Current rotation being lid relative rotation. The target being lid open rotation. And then the interp speed, I do not want 100. So let's try something small like 2, kind of as a starting point. And then what we want to do is set the mystery box lid mesh component. We want to set relative rotation to the new lid relative rotation. So we can go ahead, run our live coding, and give it a try. And with any luck, we'll see it smoothly open to whatever we defined right here. So let's try a standalone first. So we press F. And there we went ahead and rotated. So to me, actually you can kind of see it doing it right now. It looks like it's trying to, can't exactly tell what it's trying to do, but it's basically having a little bit of a gimbal lock issue. So if we view the transform, you can see it's kind of freaking out. So what I want to try as a test, let's set the lid to 80 and see if that resolves the problem. And if it does, then we're going to have to move on to quaternions. So I am seeing no jitter. And if we look at the transform, it is pretty darn stable. So it's just ever so slightly increasing, as you can kind of see there. But yeah, so that seems to be our problem. So we're going to have to switch to quaternions. Now, just as a given test for the closing logic, I want to basically do the exact same thing. So let's copy this and paste it in close lid. And because we have this duplicate line here, and here actually, we can more or less combine this logic. So what we want to do is set our lid relative rotation, and then we want a F rotator to be the target rotation, and that's going to equal a ternary operator. So in the case of B purchase in progress, we want the lid open rotation. If this is false, we want a F rotator 0 rotator. So that way we go back to 0. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and remove all of this and replace with our interpolation. And instead of interpolating to lid open rotation, we interpolate to the target rotation. So we can go ahead and make this a constant, and we are pretty much good to go. So let's go ahead and set up the close logic. And we might have to refactor this now that I'm thinking about it, because we may or may not need to know. Yeah, no, I'm not worried about it. So in the case of the interact, once we go ahead and set it to true, let's go ahead and just set up a very simple test timer. So F timer handle, T temp, and we're going to go ahead and get the timer manager, set timer for T temp. Then we're going to just set up a lambda, then the rate. So we're going to do 5 seconds and false for looping because we don't want to loop. Then all we do, copy this, paste it, and set B purchase in progress to false. So after we do our initial purchase, we have 5 seconds. After that 5 seconds has elapsed, it's going to go through, set it to false, and we should see it close. So that's more for the sake of testing. So let's try it. So we open, about 5 seconds, then we close. So it's pretty decent looking. Try it as 2 clients, and just make sure that this does in fact work. So we go ahead and buy it, replicates the opening, and it's a safe bet that it's going to replicate the closing as well, which it does. Okay, so you don't really need to do this part. This is just kind of for testing, or this may honestly be a proper solution for this. I'm not 100% sure yet, to basically terminate after a certain amount of time has elapsed. But regardless, we have our opening and closing working. We just need to fix, let me go ahead and set that back. The lid, let's try 120. So this is what we need to fix here. So we're basically having a gimbal lock issue. As you can see, it is currently freaking out by jittering around, and it's kind of capped at that 90. And then you can see it did that really weird interpolation back to closing. So that's what we'll work on probably in the next video. But anyways, I just wanted this implemented and good to go, because then it's going to make it very easy for us to go ahead and do things like cycling the weapons while raising them and then lowering them after the firearm has been set. Just small stuff like that. So with that said and out of the way, I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.